absolutely see that happening. And Kansas City's offense is just sitting on the bench, hold, and they come on, and that's really the only way to beat them. Yeah, they're going to score so many. Case Keenum had he made plays last night. Yeah, so that last drive there. So Fitzpatrick is no more. Dirk Cutter announced is no more. Dirk Cutter announced the return of Jameis Winston to the starting lineup, which also means that Ryan Fitzpatrick is returning to his backup role. Here is Cutter and Fitzpatrick on the decision.
Fitz's combination of experience, talent, and leadership is valued at a very high level here. But at the same time, Jameis Winston is the guy that's at Atlanta.
That's the right call. He's your franchise quarterback.
Who says unless he gets hurt? Isn't that like that's an unspoken rule? You never talk about that?
I'm going to be here for a long time unless I get laryngitis. Then you're going to get laryngitis. Don't say that.
Look, we knew this was coming.
Yes.
The only way that this wasn't coming was if Fitzpatrick kept playing at the level he was the first 2 weeks, which we knew wasn't going to happen, because this is what he does. He has these bursts, and then he turns out to be a backup quarterback again. Yeah. But that's why the backup quarterback is the best position to be, because everybody wants to see you, and when you come out and play great, you're the absolute hero. And then when you do bad, it's kind of like, he's the backup, so what do you expect? I don't know what's going to happen with Jameis, though.
He needs to grow up.
I have my reservations about how that's going to work out long term. Finally, LeBron continues to make his presence felt in the entertainment capital of the world, and his new project, Student Athlete, airs tonight on HBO, and it examines college sports and the NCAA system. Now, if you remember, in February, LeBron referred to the NCAA as corrupt.
I'm so over everybody beating up on the NCAA. You know how many free scholarships they give to these kids?
Let's watch the
And I've always heard the narrative they get a free education. You guys are not bringing me on campus to get education. You guys are bringing me on it to help me get to a Final Four, to a national championship. So it's just weird. It's a weird thing. I'm not a fan of the NCAA. I love watching March Madness. I think that's incredible. I'm not a fan of how the kids don't benefit from none of this. NCAA is
By the way, here's the other thing, and I know Maverick and I don't know LeBron, but here's the thing. Yes, if LeBron went and played college basketball, or Kobe Bryant or Kevin Durant, they're getting jobbed. But Kansas sells out regardless of the players, and so does Michigan State, and so does UConn, and so does Villanova.
What's up? Can you hear me? Type 22 if you can hear me. Quiet out there. It's quiet out there. Okay, Peter, you can hear me good. What's up, y'all? What's up, 50-something from the UK? Ryan Sawyer, what's going on, y'all? Just got done getting tore up in Fortnite. What's going on, Uncle Dan? Did I have a good day today? Well, what's going on, Distress? How you guys doing? Night off of work, very good. What are my thoughts on Freemasonry? I find the conspiracy theories very interesting. And it's exciting and fun. I'm assuming that the vast majority of actual Freemasonry is much more boring than that. Yeah, angelic lighting. That's right. It's just very angelic-y. Any day above ground's a good day. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Uncle Dan. We should be very thankful and grateful for every day that we have. For sure. For sure. My boss is a Freemason. He's trying to take over the world. Love you, Vin. Bought myself an Iron Maiden LP because of your videos. Thanks for introducing me to metal. Thank you. We had an interview a couple weeks ago, and that's what we talked about, is that, you know, these classical metal songs were classical for a reason. And so it's like reintroducing them to a whole new generation, including us, because a lot of those Maiden songs, I never grew up listening to Maiden at all. So a lot of those songs are brand new to us too. So, buenos dias, Puerto Rico. What's up, Peter? Turask, you're a Freemason. Are y'all trying to take over the world? Let me ask this question. What degree are you? Of course. 56. Thank you for your request, sir. Luis Cortez. What's up, Mr. Cortez? Aren't the Freemasons like global? What's up, Netherlands? What's good? What's your opinion on the new Behemoth songs? Good Lord, Osiris. Where's the real talent of the channel act? She's 69. Right, Andrew. She's, I don't know, she's taking a nap or something. Freemasons are worldwide. Okay. The opinion on the new Behemoth song. God Equals Dog I really liked. Wolves of Siberia was okay. And then this most recent one is my favorite Behemoth song of all time. Cannibal Corpse, Patrick. I don't know what subgenre of metal they are. So we just did Deep Purple. I know Deep Purple isn't exactly metal, but I know that that's kind of like metal heritage, so I don't know. That's cool, Mr. Dapple. Whoa, that's pretty awesome. Seeing Nightwish. I definitely got to see Nightwish live. I feel like Nightwish is probably going to be like my favorite like band like experience live, in the sense of like an otherworldly experience, you know what I mean? Jafficus, my tip would be to not do it. I am not a fan of going out into the wild, man. Zeppelin, Kashmir. Yeah. So we've done other stuff too. I don't know if there's a Angel of Death character in the Bible. Where's that? Hey, Nicholas from Argentina. What's good? What's my opinion on anarchism? I think anarchism is probably impossible, because I don't think that it's possible for human beings to not exist in a hierarchical structure. I don't necessarily believe that hierarchy is wrong. What's up, Tazzy? Alec. There you go, Jafficus. Alec is going to give you some good advice. I'm just going to tell you not to do it. Isn't the angel of the Lord the angel of death, Vin? No, the angel of the Lord is Jesus, BM fan. So, no. Sometimes he kills people in the Old Testament, but most of the time he's rescuing people. The gang's all here. Ben Webb. All I need now is Lilo, and we'll be good. Susan Collins, your senator. Yes, she is. Yeah, I'd like to know everybody's age. Tap your age. 50. So 50 something is 51. Someone said that Abaddon was the angel of death. Not sure that that's correct. Abaddon is in Revelation, and he means destroyer, but he's not called the angel of death, and he doesn't have the job of the angel of death, which is basically to, take you out when you die. What's your opinion? No, you mean Azazel, Joel. And he only shows up in the HB in regards to the Day of Atonement, the scapegoat. So, no, he's not the angel of death either. What about the Deftones? I love the Deftones. What's your opinion on Christians having tattoos? Also, what's up, BM fan? What's good, buddy? Whoa, look at all the various ages here. This is actually a really good idea. 23, 23, 27, 46, 27, 33, 29, 13. Your parents know your hair. 39, 21, 21, 49, 21, 27, 31, 27. Okay, Antonio, where does it say in the Hebrew Bible that Azazel is the angel of death? Hello, Vin, first time commenting. Can you please do a little piece of heaven? Yes, a little piece of heaven we're gonna do. That's been requested a lot, and we were just about to do it, and then another reaction channel did it, so I pushed it back, and then after that we got like 15,000 extra subs, and then they kind of fell to the back. So yeah, we owe you guys that. Vin, what's up, Red Cerna? Red Cerna, I remember you. I don't know why. Hey, Majestic, long time no see, my guy. How you doing? What's good, fellow villagers? Would you accept, if you had to, as a replacement for Catholicism? What is Pravoslavic religion? Define Pravoslavic. 50. That was a really, really good idea. Everybody's age. Thank you for that. Yes, corrosion of conformity is in a cycle, and it's coming soon, inshallah. Leah of the Village. What's good, Leah? Hey, make sure Pony of the Village knows. I'm swearing at computers not doing what I want them to do. That's funny. Carmen of the Village. How about some old school hip hop reaction? Yeah, Alec and I were having a conversation earlier today about like the generations of hip hop or whatever. Identify as a second generation hip hopper. Alec was like kind of both. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, no worries, Leah. Name it, Ben. What's going on, Nikki? Vin, what are your any thoughts on the Anunnaki? I think the Anunnaki are probably the counterpart, or the non-Hebrew counterpart to the Nephilim in Genesis, and it's interesting. Moses takes a decidedly anti-Anunnaki, anti-Nephilim position, which is very interesting considering his context in the ancient Near East. So, really interesting stuff. NoFX, yeah, we've got to do some NoFX. We haven't done any real punk, really. So that's coming. Why are you reacting to Nazi black metal when you're blocking Shining? I don't think that I mentioned the name of the band that I'm not reacting to. And the reason that I reacted to Nazi black metal was because I knew there would be a very fruitful, helpful discussion. And I also knew that I don't believe that Trump is creating Nazis, but I do believe that Trump is emboldening Nazis. And I don't think that a lot of these people are as evil as everyone thinks they are. And so I don't have a problem. I don't think that if a person was on the edge, introducing them to Finnish steel is going to push them over the edge into Nazism, especially if they watched our conversation. On the other hand, if I hear an artist say, I am going to make music so that people can kill themselves, then it's not like you've got time to sit and make those decisions. A lot of times people make those decisions in really rash moments. And so I'm not going to be a part of somebody making a decision in a really rash moment. Whereas with what's happening in our current culture, I believe a lot of these folks who are Nazis, if we would just sit and talk to them and reason with them, I think a lot of them would take a different perspective. I've had people say, I'm racist, and I'm still a racist, but you're helping to change my mind on that. And so I felt like, and honestly, doing it with Alec, because Alec is an actual scientist who works in genetics and things like that. So he can speak to, we could speak to the whole image of God stuff, and Alec could speak to the whole genetic stuff. And we're both saying the same thing on different coins. And so I probably wouldn't have done it with anyone other than Alec, because he's got that credential and he's got that that cachet, and the accountability is not the word, credibility. So that's why I did it, and that's why I won't listen to bands that actively promote people destroying themselves. Do you have any more interviews coming up? Yes. We actually lost an interview. So we're working on finding that. God almighty. So no, Rob, I don't think that there's any lost books of the Bible. So you hate Thanos. No, I don't hate anyone except for the devil. And I really don't hate him either. Hey, Cramvel, thank you. Can you get Jonathan? Hey, it's Elio Mike. Well, yeah, egregious. Yeah, egregious. I wouldn't mind sitting down with you and having that conversation, because I've known you. Well, I don't know you, but I've been able to talk and watch you and things like that. And so, you know, I'd feel better. You're a lot more even keeled, but you know, we've got close to 11 million views. And so when you have that amount of views, you do kind of feel a special responsibility. So that's kind of where I'm at. Did you say that Trump is emboldening Nazis? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Of course, of course, the Tiki Torch demonstration and you can call me Leah if you'd like. The Tiki Torch demonstration didn't happen at that scale for 8 years during the Obama administration. Not at that scale. And then Trump goes into office, and all of a sudden these dudes feel like they can do that. And you know, and then instead of like soundly condemning them, he said they were decent people on both sides. So yeah, I don't believe that Trump is literally a Nazi. I think that that's a terrible thing to say, not because I'm worried about Trump, because I'm worried about the fact that there are actual Nazis in the world, and Trump is not one of them. But I do think that he creates an environment where they feel emboldened to come out publicly and say the shit that they say. What's your opinion on Christians having tattoos? Leviticus 19:28 is specifically talking about making carvings for the dead. having to do with ancient Canaanite rituals about carving yourself because they had a background in ancestor worship. So I think that still applies. I think that if you're carving your body up because you worship your ancestors, you shouldn't do it. You should only worship God. But if you have a tattoo of your favorite band or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your baby or something like that, that's completely separate. Plus, believe it or not, it's been argued that Jesus in Revelation 19 has a tattoo. So there's that. What's up, Perla Diaz? Well, Antifa are not Nazis. They're communists, and that's an important distinction because the communists, if you look at the 20th century, I think estimates between 100 and 150 million dead bodies on the ground and countless other people tortured and you know, it was an exercise in statist larceny and murder. The communists are the absolute worst people when it comes to intolerance and killing people. So, no, I would not slander the Nazis by calling them communists. I wouldn't do that. Slaughtered lamb. Thank you, my guy. No, I don't believe that you're a Nazi, slaughtered lamb. Hola, Overshadow Sean. Khabib, for sure. No, the devil's never talked about as the ruler of hell. As a matter of fact, Jesus in the beginning of Revelation has the keys to death and hell. So Jesus rules hell, not the devil. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, buddy. Ernie, why do you want to call in? There was a guy that emailed me and said that I was promoting Nazism and all this stuff. He called me an Uncle Tom and all this. I said, oh, well, call in, big homie. I agree, Alberta. I agree. Probably, Jacob. Probably. The devil's a reptilian. I agree. I said that in the Behemoth video yesterday. Sup, Hans? When do you think he'll do a Bible study? Are the real Hebrews black? It depends on what you call black. I mean, a lot of the Hebrews are darker than what I would be. But if you're saying, are they African? I don't think the real Hebrews were African. I think they were Semitic peoples. And Semitic peoples, you know, the rainbow spectrum goes all over the place. You've got Ethiopians in Israel right now saying that they're Jews. So, you know, I don't really... I know there's a whole theology about black Hebrewism or black Israelitism, but it's not important to me. 77. We've got some important news coming up, and that's coming up this Saturday at 10 o'clock. Thank you very much, Morning Glory Vine. I didn't think anybody was going to super chat because Sori's not here. She's the main draw, but here you are. You guys are in Maine. Yes, we are. Well, yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, it was really ironic. Was this white dude was calling me an Uncle Tom for quote unquote supporting racism. So I said, well, call up. I'll prioritize you on the show because I said, well, I'm doing a show tonight, and he declined. So he said I needed to pay him for his time to call into the show. I thought it was an interesting situation for sure. That's 1 John 2, Foy Albatross 13, FY. Would you agree that Antifa are a fascist group? Chris, a couple firesides ago, I went at it pretty stridently about how fucked up of an organization I believe Antifa is. So, yes. Foyen Baltros 13, I just quoted it in the room and corrected it for you because it's 1 John 2, not John 2. And why would I be ignoring that? Why would I be? What do you mean I'm ignoring it? I just quoted it in the chat. Yes, have you ever been a Protestant? I currently am a Protestant. So, yes. When are you gonna do Unleash the Archers? I don't have enough requests for Unleash the Archers yet. So you don't obey it. I see. Would you like to call in and tell me how I don't obey it, sir? Or ma'am? Call in Vin and Sori on Skype. And then you can call in and explain it to me. A post-millennialist at that. Yes, I'm a post-mill Protestant. For sure. If rap and hip-hop song gets enough votes, would you do a review of it? Yeah, of course we would. Yeah, if a rap and hip-hop song got enough votes, we would do it. It's just that because we're a lyric channel in the way that we do the reviews, rap is so dense lyrically that the thing would go on for, like, I did it with Dead Presidents, and it took such a long time because, you know, it was such an intricate song. So that's why I generally stay away from rap. But if enough people ask for it, yeah, we do rap. Yeah, egregious. And you know, I look at it as it takes a lot of bravery to continue in this world because it's a fucking difficult place. So I would look at it the opposite of the way that you looked at it. You had the balls to stay on the earth, and I love you for that. I appreciate that. So yeah, encouraging people to take that route is wrong. I agree. And kudos to you, man, for sticking it out with us. I appreciate you. Cold like Minnesota reaction video. Fuck you, Alec Ashmore. I am not doing that. How do you know the devil didn't cast God out of heaven and is just playing with us and all the religions in the world, knowing man's ability to get on with each other? Well, I don't think, hey, Dirk, I don't think that religion is the locus of human conflict. So I don't think that works. Nexus has a big question. Here's a question for you. I am a disabled vet. Now there is a movement for social justice warriors to be able to get veteran status because they protest, and it could be dangerous. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious, Commander Argo? If that's serious, that's bullshit. Not the same thing. Unbelievable. When are you going to do my requests? Which request? Slaughtered lamb? Religion is the cause of almost every war there has been. That's not true. We've had many discussions about that on the channel. I think I've demonstrated that pretty clearly. None of the world wars were due to religion. Hey, who's there?
This is James.
All right, what's up? What are we talking about?
Hey, listen, who is your source on the number of people that you keep claiming that the commies killed?
A History of the World. Have you ever read that book?
You mean a single book?
Well, I've got lots of sources. I'm just starting at one. It's my favorite one. Well, it's not my favorite one because it's a terrible situation. But what are you arguing? Are you saying that the communists didn't kill all those people?
No, absolutely. That's what I'm arguing. And I'm not arguing it because I would be defending them, but I've looked into probably 10 different books on this very topic.
Who are they?
Say that?
Who are they? Who are these authors?
Oh, they're mainly Americans, matter of factly.
Are they American communist authors?
No, I can't give you names from the top of my head, but I can send you links to their names. I don't know their background. I don't know if they're American communists or not. I didn't look into their background. But
that's okay. I don't need that. Let's just have a conversation. How many people do you think the communists are responsible for killing in the 20th century?
I would argue it would be in the millions for sure. But
like how many million?
Well, let's do the numbers. Let's take a look at the actual time period when most of the killings occurred, because communism lasted as an official government system, lasted since 1917 in Russia, and then took over Central and Eastern Europe in the 50s. But the most killings occurred in between the 1917, during the Stalin era, in other words, which is between 1918 and 1953.
Okay, but so what do you think the actual estimate is?
I would not be surprised, and again, it's hard to throw a number out there, but I would not be surprised if the number was somewhere in the single digits of millions.
So only like 9 million.
Something to that amount. Because I tell you what, when I was doing the research on those figures that you keep throwing around, most of them, well, actually all of them, all of those numbers that take the total over 50 million include the number of people who died from multiple famines, which were not government imposed on their respective populaces or populations, but were the unfortunate climate consequences of the climate at the time. There's estimate of roughly 70 to 80 million people dying just during those famines.
Okay.
which is a completely different story from being put into a labor camp or a concentration camp of being tortured to death and being murdered for your political opinion.
Okay, now what I usually do is, because I'm a certain type of thinker, I get very granular, and I have sources right now where I could argue against you, but I'm not going to do that. Here's what I'm going to do, because I don't want to distract from the original point when I brought up communism. People talk about Nazism like it's this horrible, terrible thing, and it is, but are completely fine with walking around with a hammer and sickle shirt. That's a problem. Because even you are saying that these individuals are responsible for multiple millions of deaths, just like the Nazis were, right?
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm not defending.
I know you're not, and what I'm there's people saying 94 million, 100 million, the famines were caused by the government. But I'm not even going there. All I'm saying is I want to state to the original point, because what happens is I'm such a granular thinker that I get into details and we miss the ultimate point. Here's the ultimate point. There is a vast inconsistency in our current culture, and let me see if you agree or disagree with this, where you have people getting outraged over Nazism and outraged over the swastika, but have no problem calling themselves communists and wearing the hammer and the sickle. And that is intellectually inconsistent, don't you think?
Yes and no. And the reason being is, let me put it this way. I grew up in a commie country, so I know the taste of it. I spent my first 20 years in a commie country that was part of the Soviet bloc, Soviet satellite system. So I know that there's a lot of misconception and blatant actual lies how communism is portrayed or understood in America or in the West in general. We never went through the suffering that's portrayed, in your political essays or maybe in the general population.
My brother, Alexander Solzhenitsyn was not an American, was he?
No, he wasn't, but Solzhenitsyn is in his literature predominantly focuses on gulags. Gulags was a system that was invented by Stalin. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That you have to look at communism at number one, the idea, and number two, at the variety of implementations.
What political ideology did Stalin hold?
Well, Russian being the worst way of implementing that idea. But the Russians.
What about China?
There were other countries that they tried to implement that idea so much differently, without political trials, without labor camps, without concentration camps, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but my brother, you just explained to me that it wouldn't surprise you if the actual number was 9 million dead.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that is a system that drowned the world in blood the last century. And what I'm saying is, I don't believe that every Nazi is violent and wants to kill people, because it's not true. Not every Nazi was violent and wanted to kill people. What I'm saying is, Nazism as a system resulted in millions of dead bodies, and we rightly repudiate it. However, the same people who would get angry about Nazism are completely fine with communism, particularly Leninist communism, where they're rocking the hammer and the sickle and praising guys like Che Guevara and Chairman Mao. And these guys are responsible for indiscriminate murder of people who didn't follow their perspective. And that's what I'm saying is absolutely the pinnacle of hypocrisy. Now that I've given you a nuanced definition of what I'm saying is hypocritical, would you agree or disagree that that's hypocritical?
Well, from your point, yes, I can see how it is hypocritical. Sure.
Okay. So that was my point.
No, I mean, I obviously get that point. At the same time, communism precedes Nazism. And communism was conceived in different era, or actually almost 70 years before, or the idea of communism was conceived almost 70 years, if not 100 years before Nazism. And you, in one of our earlier conversations, told me that you know the original idea, and I'm guessing you know why it was conceived. It was conceived in Europe in the mid-19th century, where the venture capitalists or the capitalists owned every piece of manufacturing in their respective countries and the labor working for them. And they were basically slaving that labor and making enormous profits off them. And when the labor said they had enough and stood up, they just called on police, and the police shot at the labor and killed the labor if needed be.
Yeah, my brother, I listen. I think communism as an idea is great. The problem is when it interfaces with human sinfulness. And I don't think that we as human beings have the ability to implement that ideology in such a way as to not result in statism or mass murder. But that's separate from the point that I was making originally when I was talking about because we just did a song where we reviewed a band that has Nazi ideology. And so there was all this false outrage, and I call it false outrage because I belong to a generation of people who think it's cool to walk around with hammer and sickle shirts and salute Chairman Mao, but then repudiate Nazism. And that's why I didn't want to get into the argument about numbers, because I want to stay to the point. That's the point. Is I'm constantly challenging all of us to have some intellectual and historical consistency, because that's important. So I'm not saying.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you're only comparing, the fatalities.
Yes, because they were monstrously huge. I mean, they dwarfed the Nazi casualties. And don't you think that I could get some Nazi sympathizer, not to say that you're a communist sympathizer, to tell me that they really didn't kill 6 million Jews?
Say that again, please.
Don't you think I could get a Nazi sympathizer on the line to tell me that they really didn't kill 6 million Jews?
I'm sure.
There's books about that too. Okay, so we'll bring the number from 100 million dead in the communist enterprise and bring it down to 9 million, and then we'll bring the Nazi stuff down from 6 million to 600,000. The point is, these are both ideologies that systemically murdered people. And I don't think either one of them should be celebrated. Now, if there are listen, and I think this is where you were going, and I'll let you have the last word on this. If there were different iterations of communism that didn't result in the death or the government overreach and statism that the Stalinist, Maoist versions of communists gave us, or Pol Pot, then I'm all for it. Fine, let's talk about it. But that's not what I was addressing. Your turn.
Well, I would say that in the States or in the West, but particularly in the States, the idea of communism is really mainly judged through the Russian version of it, which is totally, technically, a cult of personality gone awry. Fully agree that. But if you looked at individual countries, particularly west of Russia, especially in the Central European region, those guys had their own versions of implementing those ideas. I'm not saying they were completely innocent. They did have their share of fake political trials, and they did, unfortunately, even in my country, sentence people to death for their political opinions, but nowhere close. We're not even talking probably more than a couple of hundreds. So nowhere close to the millions that perished in 2,000 or 3,000 miles east of my country. But I mean, if you from a broader perspective, then which system is actually innocent? I mean, if you look at the nation building done by this country, is half a million people killed in Iraq justifyingly low number to love, quote unquote, capitalism?
Okay, what does capitalism have to do with the Iraq War?
And what do you think the reason for the Iraq War was?
Well, I asked you the question, brother.
The capitalism has got everything to do with the Iraq War.
Okay, give me one of those things, since there's a lot of things.
Well, I'll give you the simplest one. Saddam Hussein was ready, or actually started trading oil in a non-US dollar currency.
Okay, so
everybody else followed suit.
Are you saying that we invaded Iraq for oil?
You invaded Iraq to protect your currency, yes.
Okay.
Not necessarily for oil, to protect your currency.
Is that the stated charter of why we invaded Iraq? Or is that
it's a pretty broad general consensus
of who?
Among Europeans, matter of factly.
Okay, so Europeans are saying that about American motivations. That's not the same thing as what happened with communism, right? There's no conspiracy theory of underlying reasons why the communists did what they did, right?
Could you elaborate?
What I'm saying is the murder that was committed by communists is explicitly stated and inherent to the charter. Eat the rich. That's an explicit, we are being driven by this particular ideology, among others that I'm not going to mention because I've already proven that and closed that case. But communism was certainly the economic, the Bible calls it covetousness, was definitely part of the charter. So there's nothing about capitalism as a system. As a matter of fact, a lot of people would argue that we're not practicing actual capitalism. We're not practicing laissez-faire capitalism. Now, here's something I will say. I do not believe that capitalism is a humane system. I don't believe that capitalism is a pure system. And when I take both ideologies together and don't have them mixed with human beings, I will take communism over capitalism 10-1 all the time. Because I don't believe Jesus was a communist, but ideologically I think he was closer to that, at least socialism, than capitalism. So I'm not a fan of capitalism, my brother. But to make
I'm not saying you are.
To make some sort of equivalency between the two, I think is a stretch.
Well, I mean, you were comparing fatalities, right? So if the fatality was the metric, then yeah, sure, we can say, okay, capitalists killed fewer people than everybody else.
No, hold on.
Therefore,
hold on. Killing people is not inherent to the capitalist system. So saying capitalists kill someone is not the same thing as drafting up a charter that says we need to kill these people and take their shit, which is what communism was, at least in the Stalinist Maoist iteration of it. Don't you see the difference?
Well, it's about the implementation. I mean, you're talking about
No, I'm talking about what's inherent.
How is that invasion of Iraq not killing people? It's just not killing your own people.
My brother, there is nothing within capitalism that has as its charter, we need to invade countries and kill people for oil. Secondly, I don't believe we went into Iraq for oil or to protect primarily our economic interests. I don't believe that. And that's not the stated purpose for why we did it. The difference with communism is there is a stated purpose within the charter that these people need to die and that their property needs to be redistributed to the working class.
And what exactly do you call the charter?
What do you mean? What do I call the charter? What are you talking about?
What kind of documents do you call the charter?
Read any of Lenin's documents. Read any of Chairman Mao's documents. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this is not. I'm sure you know this probably better than me, right?
I mean, each of those countries had their own constitutions.
Right. That's why I mentioned them separately. What I'm saying is, there is something inherent within communism that mandates the killing and redistributing of people's property in Stalinist Russia and Maoist China. So I'm not saying communists killed people. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is communism as an ism kills people. That's what I'm saying. At least in those two strains of it anyway. And I'm not saying that I love capitalism. I'm just saying that to make that equivalency is just, I don't see it.
I would probably say it differently. I would say the communists killed the people, not the communism.
Well,
and the reason being is, like I mentioned, the only guy who actually started the killing was Stalin. Nobody else did that.
All right. All right, my man. I appreciate you.
Okay, man.
Good chat. Now, Flyo and Batros, are you gonna call me and have a discussion?
We can do a shirt giveaway tonight, a large.
Okay.
But it has to be in the USA.
How do we do a shirt giveaway?
I don't know. think up something and ask him a
Maybe
question or
if
something.
we can get Mr. Flyo to call. Maybe somebody can convince Flyo to call us.
Well, the
and
thing is, it's a large.
we'll give a shirt
so
giveaway.
it has to be somebody that fits a large. We've gotten a bunch of super chats. How do you?
Whoa, really?
Them? Yeah, we've got one for $49.
49. Thank you, person.
$5. Where do they go?
I don't know.
Anyway, so I've been thanking
You're
people.
gonna delete it.
Aw, thank you, Majestic Demon Lord. Everybody's like saying how I look so pale and stuff. I don't.
Do you
feel
guys
good.
sleep? Not really. Don't really sleep that much. Yeah, I agree. You're free to call me a bunch of nerd. I don't need a shirt, just souls to be saved.
Oh, Jesse Days is a large.
Okay, fly on.
So there's a couple people saying that they're a large.
Your idea of saving souls is coming into a YouTube channel? I don't get it.
I don't know. What if we give it to Jesse, because Jesse's done a lot of art for us. This is what happened was one of the Patreon people on their second month, they get a free shirt, and the person was like, I have a bunch of band shirts, and so like you can just give it away. So
It's a bit nuanced, and communism killed those people.
I'm giving the shirt to Jesse. Jesse, email us your address.
Congratulations, Jesse.
Yep, you got it. He did that badass picture of us as Vikings.
Oh
How can
my
we not give it to
gosh.
him? What?
Fred Flinter is back. It was the capitalist feminists who attacked Iraq. You have got to be kidding me. This is
No, Nexus, that's what my kids keep telling me.
Fred, you're not really serious when you say the capitalist feminists
Thank you,
attacked
Sean.
Iraq.
Our Skype is Vin and Sori.
Thank you very much, Andrew Robinson. That was your 49. I appreciate it, sir. Vin doesn't like the idea that communism will ever work because it contradicts his belief that men are inherently sinful. Wrong, awkward. The very fact that we would have to have a system called communism confirms it. So even if it worked, it would still confirm my belief system.
That's because I've got, I don't know if you can see, this light set up.
What's your Skype again?
No, it's because
My
the light of
Skype-
God is here.
My Skype is Vin and Sori. So, fly on Beltros 13. If you would do me a favor and call, that would be great. Otherwise, you're just talking to hear yourself talk, or typing to see yourself type. Okay, all right. So then I don't have anything to say to you, because no, I mean, it's like,
No, I'm laughing at somebody else's thing. So why? Why don't you have anything to say? Why? What happened?
the atheists they'll talk, and I'll say, all right, get on the phone, and sure enough, they jump on.
No. Yeah.
My man Jamie here, he had a problem with what I said about communism. He jumps on. Here is the Christian, my brother.
Yeah.
He starts he misquotes 1 John. That's okay.
This one, Albatross 13.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said we were
Yeah.
phony and stuff.
Yeah. He says we're phony. He says he's worried about saving souls and all this. I'm like, good. Okay, well, let's have a conversation.
He doesn't-
No. He's worried about saving souls. It's like, this is a reason that people have problems with our religion.
Yeah. Well.
I know you don't, because you're confronted about your sin. So because I want to talk to you and have you talk and rebuke me in front of all the good people of the village, I'm afraid of confrontation. I think that everybody pretty much knows by now that I'm not worried about confrontation at all. I think everybody knows that.
Oh, I would think so.
What I am worried about, though, is people misrepresenting what our religion is supposed to be about. So there's that. All right. Well, Leah's going to call me. Leah of the village, is this you?
Vin of the village, how are you doing? Hi, sorry.
Hi.
Sorry you're not feeling well, honey.
I know. Maybe I'm going to try some of that tea. I had some soup, though. I made my grandma's soup tonight. And then I sat down and enjoyed that. It made me feel comforted.
Aw, that's awesome. Well, I hope you feel better soon, sweetie.
Me too.
Vin, I had to call in because I don't think Mr. Fly on Albatross or whatever his name is going to call in. So
Yeah, I doubt the big homie is gonna call in. I agree with you. I mean, I don't think you're not claiming to be a psychic, but you're probably seeing the future correctly there.
oh yeah, calling me now.
Talk to me.
Well, I'm curious about what you were referring to earlier about Trump emboldening Nazis, because I'm familiar with the what you referred to like last year, where the Nazi protests or whatever were going on, and he called or said that there was good people on both sides of that whole dispute or whatever protest. But beyond that, I haven't really. I'm trying to think of ways that he could be emboldening them, and I honestly can't think of any. So I was
sister,
hoping you can enlighten me.
Sister, are you saying it's a small thing that the President of the United States said that a group of Nazis who were going out saying Blut und Boden, blood and soil, which is literally Nazi phraseology, and one of them ended up killing someone? Now, I know in that situation he's claiming self-defense, and I think the video evidence probably are you saying that when the President of the United States says that there were good people on both sides, that would not embolden you as a Nazi to be more out in public about your Nazism?
Now, see, that's hard, because I don't think the President of the United States should be saying that Nazis are good people, but I don't honestly think that's what he was saying.
He said both sides, right?
He said there was good people on both sides. So okay. I think from what I took that to mean, there were people that were instigating, the violence and whatever against each other, and then there were other people that maybe were not so involved.
So there were other people marching with the Nazis who were decent.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with if that's what he was implying. Then no, I would absolutely not agree with that.
Well, hold on, sister. He said both sides, right?
Right. But I don't.
There were two sides, right?
Correct.
There was a Nazi side and a not Nazi side, right?
Right.
So then if you say there's good people on both sides, you're saying that there were some decent people within the Nazi side, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if you were a Nazi sitting at home and you heard your president just call some of your brothers in arms decent people, would that make you more or less likely to come out in public?
Honestly, I don't think it'd have any effect, but...
Well, what do you think it would have? Would I be crazy to say that would make some people say, well, shit, the president just said it, that there's some decent people on our side. So
No, you're absolutely right. There are some people that would probably take that as an invitation to be more open in their displays, and that's not right.
Okay, that means that he emboldened Nazis.
But I'm right. Okay, so in that one instance, I think there are people that could misconstrue that and say, sure, that's what he was doing. But I'm trying to think of beyond that.
Well, him retweeting skinheads during the presidential nomination. Now, I'm sure he did that. I'm sure he did.
What did he retweet?
There were a couple skinheads who were promoting him, and he retweeted them. Now now look. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt, and the best thing I could say was that he was just completely ignorant of the fact that they were skinheads.
Yeah.
But he did retweet them. So, I mean, and look, Obama's a black president, right, for 8 years. So
yes.
If there's anything that would stir the pot for a Nazi to take to the streets, it would be that, right?
You would think so, yeah.
Well, how comes they waited until Trump showed up to do their Tiki Torch March?
See, See, I haven't heard about this Tiki Torch March, really.
What do you mean in West Virginia or whatever it was?
Is that the protest or whatever you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the whole thing. I saw like little bits and pieces of it on the news coverage, but I didn't see like the whole full.
Look, yeah, I mean, you know me, Leia. Like I'm, if Trump does something good, like for example, this whole North Korea thing, where they just demine the border. I give Trump.
Yeah, no, I know you're very unbiased when it comes to that kind of thing.
I give him credit, but he has emboldened Nazis to come out in public. He's made it that in their minds, at least, there was a less of a social consequence for holding that ideology in a public sphere. And then what happens is groups like Antifa get activated because of it, and then it justifies their fascistic actions against people.
Yeah.
Because the president, instead of soundly denouncing them and leaving no equivocation, left room.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I have heard him soundly denounce Nazism and.
Yeah, sister. You know what happened though? Is that
I'm just saying.
What? Yeah, he did after he got criticized for calling them decent people.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't hard enough on that. On them in his statement. Yeah.
He called them decent people. now look at this. He calls Nazis decent people, and then he calls the football players who are protesting, who are mostly black, sons of bitches.
Ooh.
So if you were a white supremacist,
he called them sons of bitches for disrespecting the flag, not because they're black.
Well, hold on, sister, because they're not disrespecting the flag, and if you want to have that discussion, I will gladly have that discussion with you.
Well, he that's his opinion. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm saying that's what he views them kneeling as, is disrespect to the flag or the anthem.
Okay, so walking around with Nazi insignia, who were our enemies during World War II, he didn't get that emotional about them, though, did he?
No, I don't think he did, actually. You're right on that.
Those people were actual traitors and disrespect. And as a matter of fact, during World War II, do you know what would have happened to you if you'd have walked down the street with that Nazi shit? What would have happened to you?
You probably would have gotten your ass kicked.
It would have fucked you up, right? And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm just saying the real traitors to the flag were the Nazis walking around with Nazi insignia saying Nazi phrases and German phrases during World War II.
Yeah.
But he calls those people, who just majority of them happen to be white, he calls those people decent people. But then he goes to a mostly black protesters and calls them sons of bitches. So you don't see how that would empower certain white supremacists? When you put those two together?
I don't bring the whole sons of bitches remark into it, because I think that way is, if you view it in the context that it was said, it's not exactly the same thing as saying Nazis are decent people. But I can understand your point about, that I could see how some people like that would feel more likely or empowered to go and be out in public or whatever.
Okay, well, that's why he's created an environment with his words. I mean,
overall, I don't see that he's done that. So I don't know.
I mean, how many examples do you need? He's retweeting skinheads. He's calling black protesters sons of bitches. He's calling Nazis decent people. I mean, I think that's enough. That's enough. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just in denial about it.
Well, I think you're in denial about that. I don't think you're objective about Trump in that regard, Leah. I love you, but I think you're off here.
Well, you know me. You know I'm a pretty hardcore Trump supporter, so.
Well, no, and I love you for it, because in our community, it's not very popular to be one. And so, like, the most rock and roll thing to do right now is say anything positive about Trump, right?
Yeah.
And so if we're talking about North Korea, I think Trump is a badass and he should win the Nobel Prize if he pulls this shit off. And I'm not joking.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
But as far as domestically, he's fucking shit up. It's not that difficult. You call the football protesters decent people, and you call the Nazi sons of bitches. Very simple. It's not that difficult.
Oh, what did he say when he said the sons of bitches comment? Something about those sons of bitches.
He says,
should be
fire the sons
fired
of
or
bitches.
without pay or something like that.
Yeah, fire all those
Basically,
sons of bitches.
You should have to, stand for the anthem. So I don't necessarily disagree with that they should at least have.
Let me ask you a question. Why were they kneeling?
Why are they kneeling?
What was Colin Kaepernick's reason for kneeling?
He was protesting police brutality against protesting police brutality against black people.
Why did he choose to kneel?
I don't know.
Okay, let me help you.
Yeah.
He initially was just sitting on the bench. He wouldn't stand for the flag.
Right.
Then a special forces soldier wrote an open letter to him and says, look, I fought for your right to speak out and protest. Here's the thing. When one of our buddies falls in combat, we take a knee in remembrance of it. So take a knee to show that you support the troops and that you're recognizing that people died for you to have this freedom of speech. Then Colin went and explicitly said, we are not living up to what the flag represents, and we're not living up to the ideals that those men died for. And until we do that, I'm going to kneel.
Gotcha.
Now, that's been explicit. The open letter from the special forces. Now, you know how I feel about the military.
Mm-hmm.
The open letter from the special forces soldier was open for everybody to read. His reasoning for kneeling was open for everybody. And Colin's stated reason for why he knelt was open for everybody. So why is me, some punk kid sitting in Maine, why can I explain to you why Colin Kaepernick can kneel, but the president of the United States, those men, for that reason, those men are sons of bitches who are disrespecting the flag? Now I'm going to ask you, Leah, based on what I just told you, is that disrespectful to the flag?
Based on that explanation, no.
It's honoring the flag, isn't it? It's saying that the flag's ideal.
If he's going along with what Mr. Special Forces said, and that's what Mr. Special Forces' view on it was, that this is how you honor those fallen, then sure.
Okay. So how come...
I think the problem is not the Special Forces view of it, but the general public's view of it.
And what is the president's responsibility in that situation, Leah? He had a golden opportunity to say, you may not agree with this young man. Here's his stated reasons for doing what he did. Now, we need to have a social conversation with one another.
Right.
Instead, he propagates a lie, and he propagates this false accusation about what these men are trying to accomplish, and then he calls them sons of bitches. Meanwhile, he calls these Nazis decent people. That's a problem. He's wrong for that shit. He had a golden opportunity to bring us all together, and he didn't. Because he knew that his base, that this was red meat. This was blood in a shark tank and a way to fire up his base.
Could be, yeah.
That's exactly what it was. He wasn't concerned with the truth at all. So that's a serious problem I have with him. His what he did with North Korea, it might have been a little bit unorthodox. He just said, this week he fell in love with Kim. I don't care. They're demining the border. It's working what he's doing. And I think he honestly should be considered for a Nobel Prize for that shit. Obama got a Nobel Prize before he did anything on the global level. Okay? So...
I didn't. never thought very highly of Obama as a president.
I can imagine. So as far as what he's doing in North Korea, I honestly believe that he should be recognized for that. And I think that people who cannot recognize that this is good and a step in the right direction for the world, I just think that their ability to reason objectively about Trump is skewed. But I also think, conversely, that if you can't see that he's made some major errors domestically, that there's also some objectivity issues there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think I would definitely, I see your point. I can definitely agree. But yeah, that definitely was not a good thing, that the way he chose to handle that whole situation.
Let me ask you a question.
In both instances, really, actually.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sold on the idea that he's this racist.
No, I'm not at all.
And my perspective on how race works is extremely nuanced and probably is going to take too long to explain. I just think that he has some blind spots, and that he has a bunch of yes men and yes women around him who can't. There's nobody to balance him out. And so I think that he's got those blind spots. He'll always have them. Let me ask you one more question before I open up the line.
Sure.
Trump 2020, what are the odds, 1 to 10?
That he wins?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to go with 8 out of 10.
Whoa. Yeah, I think...
If the economy stays this way, I don't see anybody beating him.
Yeah. Ben, if you use...
What's Bernie gonna do? You guys are just doing too good of a job. Let me in there so I can fuck it all up for you.
Right. Ben, if you use the village to send nudes, I would ban you for life. Just so you know. Okay, Leah, love you very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I enjoyed our little chat. Sorry, I hope you feel better, sweetie.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Good night, Finn.
Night. Shout out to Slaughtered Lamb, huh?
I know. So
$100 to
like,
get four people's shirts.
So I'm like, okay. So I said, I told them that it's large that I have. So I'm like, send me an email. And I'm like, put your address in their email. And like, mad people were like, I want the shirt. I want it.
Look. Me? Yes, first time winning something. Congratulations, Carlos. I keep telling people they need to come to the live streams.
I know.
To the
you never know what's going to happen.
Thank you, Jay.
But so like mad people were messaging, but they didn't send their address, so they didn't get, they didn't get it. So I'm like, you guys have to send another one.
We've got to do a song for Slaughtered Lamb.
I know.
We've got to do it.
I asked him what it was.
Write it down.
Slaughtered Lamb, did you email me, vinandsori@gmail.com, and tell me what song it was?
Hello,
who's on the line?
My name is Rob, and I'm an anarchist.
Rob the Anarchist. How are you, buddy?
And I'm good. I was like bone to pick with you on your characterization of Antifa.
You have a slight bone to pick with me about... How did I characterize Antifa?
Well, you said that it was I forget the exact word, but you had a great deal of criticism for it as an organization.
I said they were fascists.
Right. Which, by definition, if they were fascist, that would indicate there was some kind of a hierarchy involved organizationally. Antifa is none of those things. Anarchism is none of those things. The very meaning of the word anarchy is similar to atheist, without a hierarchy. That's all it means. Every Antifa chapter is an independent collective of individuals. I disagree with some of the actions that they've committed, and I agree with many others. You have to say Antifa in this area at this time did this.
No, I don't.
You
I'll tell you.
There's no internal structure. There's no governing.
I'll tell you, my brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll tell you why I don't have to locate regionally what Antifa is. And it's very, very similar to the argument about atheism. First of all, number one, I don't believe that anarchy as a system is possible with human beings. That's number one. So for example, when you say there's specific chapters, who organized the chapters?
Well, it's easier to describe it this way. A group of people like-minded
Who?
with the ideals of anti-fascism will get together, and they generally will black bloc, which means they'll wear black masks and whatnot, and they operate completely organically and independently of any other Antifa group or action.
My brother, Al-Qaeda operates very similarly. Talk to anybody in the...
In Al-Qaeda, you've got commanders, and
Yeah.
you have command structure. And command
Are you telling me...
follow commands. Antifa is not that.
My brother, are you telling me that these people randomly just found each other, or did somebody organize them?
Well, first of all, Antifa is not always just anarchists. It's usually some anarchists, some liberals, some other left-wingers, even some communists. They usually come together because they know each other from other social justice movements or previous protests where people have shown up and decide, this really isn't this thing coming up really should be an Antifa action.
My brother.
And in that case, they'll get together and organize as an Antifa group and commit that action.
Can I ask you a question?
There's no overriding hierarchy. So there's no central authority involved whatsoever.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who came up with the term Antifa?
The term Antifa is just a shortening of anti-fascist.
You're
That's been around
hold on.
World War II.
You're being an artful dodger. I love it, but you got to start answering my questions directly. Somebody came up with the term and the name Antifa for the group. Yes or no?
Somebody came up with Antifa as a name for a type of action to be committed.
Okay.
Sure.
Who was
And
that?
I don't think anybody knows who exactly started using that and when in the anarchist community or the left-wing community.
Okay. So here's what you told me. There's chapters, there's separate chapters of Antifa that don't report to each other in various cities across our country.
They're not even chapters. They're loosely organized collectives that come together.
This is all semantics. There's no difference between a chapter and a collective. It's a group of people that formulate a cell in a given community to go and do these actions, right?
Right, and then they disperse.
Okay,
afterwards.
That's called a
There's
cell.
no clubhouse. There's no meetings. That's not how it
That's
works.
untrue.
It's not Antifa.
That's untrue. We've seen behind the scenes camera footage of Antifa meetings where they plot out the shit that they're gonna do and they pass out weapons and all that shit. We've seen it. What are you talking about?
Exactly. There are meetings.
Okay, you just told me there were no. Didn't he just say there were no meetings?
I don't know. I'm passing out shirts.
You just said that there are no meetings and there's no organization. Okay, so we're agreeing that there's actual organization, right?
There is organization, but they're not organization.
Okay, so they're a loose. Look, bro, in the intelligence community, this is what they. This is easily recognizable. Al Qaeda does this. The church in China does this. You have decentralized groups so that when one group falls and the other one can continue. I mean, there's nothing special here or unique about Antifa.
They're not the same. In an Antifa group or an anarchist group, if somebody stood up and said, "Hey, I'm in charge. This is what we're going to do," they'd be asked to leave.
My brother, hold on for a second.
Nobody's in charge.
My brother, listen to me. Listen to me.
You nominate spokesmen. You grant people certain rights for a certain period of time to speak on your behalf, but there's no leaders. It's
My
that's
brother,
not how it works.
my brother, have I ever? How long have you been on this channel?
Oh, since I found you guys, I don't know, maybe 3, like right when you first started, honestly.
Have
I
I?
love metal reaction.
Have I ever once said that I am the leader of this fireside?
No, you haven't.
But guess what? Guess
You're
what?
The de jure leader.
I am the leader of this fireside. This whole thing, this whole thing where just because the guy doesn't call himself the leader, that means there's no leader. This is why I think anarchism is silly. There's always going to be a leader. It's human nature. And there's also rules. For example, hold on. Let me say something else. When you said if somebody stood up and said, I am the leader, he would be asked to leave. Who would ask him to leave?
He'd collectively be shunned from the group.
Okay.
I've seen it happen.
He would be collectively shunned. Very good. Okay, so you know what that means? That means there's an overarching principle that guides the group, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, then. So we have an overarching principle. You said it yourself. You elect a spokesperson. There are groups where they come to... What did you say?
Like I said, it's anarchism. It's anarchism without tism, without, like monarchism.
Okay, I don't... Hold on, brother. I don't care. Hold on for a second. I don't care about the title. I care about what's happening in real life. I keep saying this over and over again. All I care about is what actually happens in the real world. I don't care if the guy has a title or not. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if I have the title, and Sori and I have the title as co-leaders of the fireside. I don't need it. But the fact of the matter is, I am the leader of the fireside. That's why Ben asked me 10 minutes ago, hey, if I send nudes, what will happen? Because he knows that I'm the leader. I don't have to say it. And what I'm trying to explain to you is, it's human nature. A leader will emerge. Somebody will emerge and organize and say, we're going in that direction. Like, for example,
right.
Okay.
No, there are natural leaders that are recognized. The difference is they're not given authority above everybody else.
What I'm saying is he doesn't need to officially be given authority to have that authority. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
If somebody's an expert and they have leadership skills and they come up with good ideas, collectively the group says, that's a good idea. Why don't we do that?
Right.
But he doesn't have the ability to say, hey, you do this.
He doesn't need to.
Anarchism.
My brother, I've led groups of people, believe me, and people have done what I said they should do, and I've never had to say, you need to do this. But it wasn't anarchism. Believe me, I was the leader. A good leader doesn't have to force anybody to do anything. Most of the time, a good leader, people will ask him, tell us what to do. That's human nature.
Okay,
So I don't believe that anarchy as a principle is even possible with human beings. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't care about the language. What I care about is what actually happens.
Well, if it helps, let me put it this way. In principle, philosophically, I'm an anarchist. In reality, I'm pragmatic and I vote because I know we need to make changes today. I look at anarchism as a natural path of our evolution in the societies as we've been moving away from authoritarian regimes and people are getting more and more freedom. I think we're going to hit a point down the road where we'll have something similar to what anarchists propose, and it may not even be under that name. I think that's what's happening with the evolution of human society.
Okay. All right, let me ask you a question. Do you have any kids?
But I don't think it's going to come about by people in black masks with rocks and bullets.
Right, who assault people for having American flags. That just happened a month ago.
Well, and see, that's part of the problem because it's so disparately organized. One Antifa group. Well, you get Antifa groups that will criticize other Antifa groups and other actions. You shouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't do that, and I don't think I'd get involved with somebody who would do that. Don't do that. Burn your own flag if you don't like it. But that person has as much right to say they do like it as you do.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any children?
Sure. Yeah, I do.
I'm going to make a statement. You tell me if it's true or false. So family is a building block of a society.
Yeah, certainly.
True. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Are you an anarchist parent? Does your 5-year-old, have just as much say in your house as you do?
What I believe is authority should always be questioned, and that's what I teach my daughter. There's legitimate authority, like she has to know she can't run into the street. I can exercise that authority against her as her parent, but she has the right, and as she grew up, she would,
Have you ever grounded her?
Sometimes she would win, sometimes she would lose. Pardon?
Have you ever grounded her?
Yeah.
Were you
Taking certain privileges away.
were you a bad parent? Were you a bad anarchist for grounding your daughter?
No, because that was a legitimate use of authority.
Says you. What if she says this is an illegitimate grounding? Would she be able to leave her room or play on her Xbox?
She could argue the point, and occasionally she would win. Mostly she would not.
She would only win if you said she won. Isn't that true?
No, she's come up with some pretty compelling arguments.
Who would
She's a
determine,
bright girl.
my brother, who would determine whether or not she made a good argument to get out of being grounded?
It was usually me and her mother.
The authority figures in the household, right?
Right, but you know,
Okay. So you didn't practice.
You can't really map a family unit and a microscopic family unit to the macroscopic view of how society should be run.
My brother.
At a very high level.
My brother.
It's apples and oranges.
No, it's not. It's seeds and fruits, because you said that that the family was a building block to society. So what you're saying is, in the building blocks, we need to have hierarchy, but in the structure that's constructed from the building blocks, we need anarchy.
That's what I would like to see in the structure of society.
And you don't see that as logically inconsistent. You don't see that as logically.
Anarchist society.
You don't see that as logically inconsistent at all.
Not at all. No.
Okay. All right.
Whether we like it or not, I mean, families have children. Parents have to keep their children alive. They want to because they have a biological imperative to keep their children alive.
Yeah.
So they serve that biological imperative, but to extrapolate from there and say anarchism is wrong because you don't do it in the microscopic, but it might work in the macroscopic, you're really dealing with two different things.
No,
and I think it's a little unfair to compare the two.
Okay. All right. Well, you can have the last word. What you said was the family's a building block of society. That particular building block needs to run on a hierarchical basis. But then the structure that's created by the building block of society all of a sudden needs to be anarchist. And you know what really this comes down to? In the family unit, you are the authority. So that one needs to be hierarchical. But in the government system, you're not the authority, and now it needs to be anarchist. I'm sorry. It's just completely inconsistent to me. It's completely inconsistent.
You're comparing apples and oranges.
All right.
But I mean, I don't want to. It's an argument philosophically that we could break 2x4s. Over comparing them. I just wanted to say that I think sometimes you characterize Antifa. You said them as fascists. I think that's a little unfair.
No, it's not unfair. They attacked a woman for having an American flag. They don't believe in free speech. They have come out and said it. We believe in free speech. So I'm not mistaken. What's funny? I conversation and pick up an Antifa person. Then people came to me, oh my God, and that was photoshopped and blah blah blah. So I did the research. Sure enough, it was photoshopped. Then I took a picture from the New York Times that was worse about Antifa, and put it as the as the thumbnail, and all those people were deathly quiet. And this is my problem with Antifa. These are individuals who are putting their hands on other Americans for holding different ideas than them. And that's a problem.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, Antifa's made up of loosely knit groups of people that come together. One Antifa group may not agree with another Antifa group. I've seen Antifa groups not commend, but denounce each other. But to say that a group that comes together loosely to do a thing, that to paint what one of those groups does with all of them is incorrect. There's a lot of BS out there in the anarchist community. of the world and the nuances, and know that there's really a better way. If you think America is a bad country, there's a better way to convince people than attacking them for carrying the flag. So that to me is a valid criticism of Antifa. And again, there's a lot of high-eyed kids out there who just really, they read a couple anarchist books and they think, great, let's go beat up some fascists. And if they were actually out there beating up fascists, I would support them. I mean, anarchists at the Charleston rally made human shields to protect groups of civil rights leaders who were trying to speak, who were being attacked by Nazis.
Yeah, I think in that situation they did great. You know what else they did? They were also the first ones to pull the trigger on violence in that entire demonstration. That's a fact. They were the first.
Absolutely.
They were the first ones to get violent, and it resulted.
The necessity of revolutionary violence.
Listen to me.
I'm not.
Hold on.
I'm not opposed to violence against people. I'm opposed to violence against people, not violence against property.
Hold on. Their instigation of violence resulted in a young woman being dead that day. So that's great. That's great that they formed. That's great that they formed a wall to protect the civil rights leaders. And if they would have left it at that, mashallah tabaraka, great. The problem is they instigated violence and it ended up with a young woman losing her life.
What violence did they instigate?
Bro, it is clear. Read the FBI report on the situation. They were the ones that initiated the violence at the Tiki Torch protest. They initiated it.
And that caused the woman to be hit by a car driven by a Nazi the next day?
No, it wasn't.
I don't see a cause and effect there.
It wasn't the next day, my brother. The facts are. The facts are.
The only person I know that got killed was the one that was hit by the car that got rammed.
Yeah, the facts are. And did you see that video? Did you see that video too? Prior to him ramming her, a bunch of people were surrounding this dude and yelling and screaming at him. So what I'm saying is good for them for hanging out and defending the civil rights leader. And if they would have kept it at that, great. But they instigated violence. This is America.
Yeah, but I think that person is responsible for his actions on his own.
Yes, but those actions don't happen in a vacuum, my brother. There are contexts to every action that gets taken. And because...
No, they can't, but they haven't... Nobody's tried to indict any anarchists or any Antifa members for being an accessory to that crime. That's a pretty far legal job.
It's my brother. I didn't say that any of them were going to jail for that. What I'm saying is they introduced violence into the equation, and they set off things in motions that they couldn't control. And what I'm saying is their lack of regard for the First Amendment set off a chain reaction that allowed people to use violence. That's the reason that a lot of these guys didn't get arrested. They were first.
Well, I go for it. Believe in instigating violence against other people because that's not the way to do things. What has happened in the past, though, because people on the left tend to be passive, they tend to get attacked first. So anarchists we're not going to get attacked first. We're going to preemptively hit first. And sometimes that's a good idea, and sometimes that's a bad idea.
Okay, so you just said preemptive violence against other people sometimes is a good idea.
Well, if you know for a fact that those people are getting ready to, shoot you or, run at you with sticks and weapons, if you see them preparing to do that, it might make sense to go at them first.
All right.
I believe in self-defense, and sometimes...
No, preemptive self-defense is always reactionary. Preemptive attacks on people who are exercising. Look, I don't agree with Nazism. I don't agree with it. But they have the right to say whatever they want to say in the public square without being threatened with violence. And these people don't believe in free speech.
I anarchist collectives work to understand why it's not fair to paint one anarchist group saying one thing at one time, paint that group as the same as others. I know we're running long, but I mean, you're a pretty avid reader, right, Ben?
Yep.
Okay. What I'd love for you to do is go to the library and just with an open mind, pick up a book by Rudolf Rocker and pick up a book by Peter Kropotkin. Just anything both of those guys have written.
Okay, what does that have to do with Antifa?
Well, those guys were some of the forefathers of anarchism, and most of their books describe what the philosophy is and how actions should be carried out.
All right.
Because those were the guys that were working back in the late 1800s, early 1900s in the labor movement, and there's a type of anarchism called anarcho-syndicalism that's basically anarchist labor unions. And they organized and they were violent because people were getting murdered for belonging to unions. So there's a lot of anarchism in history, and a lot of those early labor unions wouldn't have gotten where they are if they weren't, those hard left-leaning, anarchists and similar fellow travelers organizing them and getting them, to fight back.
All right.
That kind of history has been lost. But again, anything by Rudolf Rocker, anything by Peter Kropotkin, it's the library, just pick it up and thumb through it. Or if you want to, look at the Anarchist Fact that's online.
Okay.
That'll probably take you about a month to read.
What I'm trying to explain to you is that I don't care what people say. I care what people do. Either way, whether it's theologically, politically, or whatever. And so what you described to me is simply what the intelligence community calls a cell. I'm sorry. I know that you're saying that on paper it's different, but it operates exactly the same way. And that's because it is impossible to get a group of people going in the same direction unless there's an organizational logos. That's what we've seen in human nature. And so that's all I'm saying.
I think in human nature, the last couple hundred years of our society, and as it's become industrialized, I think that's come into fruition. I think if you go back farther in history, you'll find that Native American tribes and farther back European tribes and clans, and heck, even the pirates were democratic. You'll find that they work on basis of consensus and not like top-down authority. So this idea that somebody has to always be in charge, I think it's come about in the last couple hundred years.
Okay.
And I think it's going to eventually go on its way out. All
right. Well, I'll believe that when I see parents start running anarchist households. Other than that, I think it's bullshit. All right, man. Have a good one.
As an anarchist, I tell you, if you literally were an anarchist to your child, you should go to jail. One last.
Wait, I'm just gonna play around with that for a second. If I ran my house in an anarchist system, you're saying I should go to jail. Isn't the government telling me how to parent a form of hierarchicalism that you just endorsed?
I endorsed it in the same way that I endorse, I endorse the communist, or not communist, the same way I endorse socialist streets so that we walk down socialist infrastructure, quasi-owned public goods and services that we use every day. I endorse it by default because it's there and I have no other choice. I have a driver's license because, well, I need to drive.
No. You said I should. You're saying you're agreeing with it, not that it's the worst possible scenario. I just think that once again, you got caught because you're not really an anarchist in real life, man. You like it on paper. You're describing democracy, and we run the house democratically. The kids get get called in to make family
Well,
decisions.
No, yes, anarchism is direct democracy.
But we're not
Democracy
anarchists,
without a hierarchy.
and neither are you. You just invoked the government to arrest me for running my house as an anarchist. I feel like that's the end of it for you, my guy.
Well, I'll tell you, if you ran your house and you basically said, okay, we're democratic and we can do anything as long as it passes, popular vote, you could get in trouble with the police too.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, hey, thanks for letting me ramble so long. I'm glad to see your channel is doing well. You guys just kind of came out of nowhere in the reaction community, and I think you're doing good stuff. I was going to suggest something for you to react to, but now I can't think of anything.
How did you find the channel?
Well, there's a guy named Weevu.
Yes.
Who does reaction videos.
The black dude.
I was looking for one of. He did reaction, a pretty good one to a Megadeth song, or maybe it wasn't Megadeth, but I was looking for that one because it wasn't showing up. And it was like reaction to blah song. I don't remember which song. And it was one you guys had done, one of your very first ones. But I can't even remember what it was now.
Awesome. Thanks for the kind words, my guy. I appreciate you.
All right. You guys have a good night. Take care. Thanks for taking my call, man.
You too, brother. I appreciate you, my guy.
Bye-bye.
It's a good call. Good jousting session with my guy. Going at it back and forth.
There you go, Slaughtered Lamb. You can call now.
Hey, Chris, I know you're calling. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to hang up on you. I'm waiting for Slaughtered Lamb. Akuma, I'm not going to mute him. I'm going to let him say what he wants to say. Because he's not really doing anything to violate our community standards. And, my rule is basically... If they say anything against us, as long as it's not like out there, we're fine with it. But if they attack a villager, they get a warning and then they're out. So if they're just attacking us, it's fine. I mean, it's not violating a community standard. So there you are.
Hi, Slaughtered Lamb.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
My brother, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. Are you the one that bought the shirts for everyone?
Yes, I did.
Well, thank you.
You are amazing. Thank you.
I like to do random acts of kindness every once in a while. It's, one of those, pay it forward situations.
That's cool. So all you people that get the shirt.
Well, I'm getting choked up already. I'm alone in life. Lost my father when I was 20 to cancer, and lost my mother last year.
Wow.
To she had sepsis. And I'm only 36.
Jeez.
And only child, so I don't really have family.
Oh.
All I have is my 2 dogs. So I like to do random things just to make my life seem worthy, I guess you can say.
Wow.
I don't want to get into it too much, but I just like doing that kind of stuff, and I totally agree with the whole Antifa stuff. I am a proud boy, and Antifa can kiss my fucking ass.
You're a proud what?
Proud boy.
What's that mean? Are Antifa against Proud Boys?
Is a group like it's a men's club, kind of like the Knights of Columbus or something like that. Shriners, stuff like that. Like back in the day, they used to have like a lot of men's clubs.
Yeah, I see.
So the Proud Boys are just a bunch of people who, and that's what I was trying to get with you the last time I was talking with you about the whole Western chauvinist thing. It just means patriotic.
Well, chauvinist has other connotations other than patriotic.
It does if you put in pig. but, you know, like, without the pig part, it just means patriot.
Damn it.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Ah, no. Tell him to stand by. Stand by. I knew I shouldn't have let you take my phone.
What are you talking about? I didn't even.
What?
That's not good.
That's not a. You know, I dropped it in the bathtub.
You did?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use that as an excuse to buy a brand new one. I need an iPhone 12. Where is he? There he is. I'm calling him back.
Okay, good.
Hey, you back there, buddy?
Did you guys hang up on me, or did I hang up on you?
I have no idea what happened, my guy, but it died, and then I got you back. So people are telling me that it's
I know, and I was like, I was trying to figure it out. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I was like, man, I finally have a good connection, and then it just cut off.
Look, it's saying poor network connection.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So the tell me what's behind the screen name, Slaughtered Lamb.
Oh, have you not seen American Werewolf in London?
I have not.
Okay, well, there's a pub that they go to. It's about two Americans that go travel through London for, I guess, like college, summer break, whatever, just to go visit. And they end up in London, and they start traveling around, and they go to a pub, and the pub is out in the countryside in the middle of nowhere, and it's called the Slaughtered Lamb. And they tell them the story of werewolves.
I
and
see.
They end up, one of them gets attacked by a werewolf.
Ooh.
And yeah, it has. Yeah, it's just if you get it, get it. You don't. Most people will look at it as like, oh, Slaughtered Lamb, like, oh, this guy's a satanic asshole, or it's just. I just thought it's a good name.
Well, it was interesting because that's a term that's used for Jesus in the book of Revelation. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was just very, very interesting.
Well, I mean, that would kind of make sense.
Yeah. Maybe it's prophetic.
I don't know.
So. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you're up.
Okay. Well, that was another thing I wanted to ask you, and I've been trying to do this, and when we got cut off the other time, you have like the book of Mark, Paul, John, and Luke, right?
Yeah, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Yep.
Okay. Well, what about Simon?
You mean Simon Peter?
Well, I mean, wasn't Simon also part of the gospel?
Well, Simon is Peter's name. His name was Simeon, and then he got nicknamed Peter by Jesus.
Okay, but he was also crucified on the upside down, invertedly, or crucified invert.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. And so, what's interesting that you bring that up, we actually do have a gospel that's from Peter, and it's the Gospel of Mark. What's interesting is Mark used to hang out with Paul, and then Paul and Mark basically had a falling out, so then Mark started hanging out with Peter, and Mark was extremely educated, and so Peter, church history tells us, dictated the Gospel of Mark to Mark, and Mark wrote it down. So the Gospel of Mark is really technically the Gospel of Peter. So there is a Gospel of Simon.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying. Also, I mean, shouldn't there be 5 instead of 4 then?
Well, what I'm saying is the first Gospel.
No,
which,
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just being facetious.
Funny.
So
I'm sorry that you had you're having a pretty rough go of it, my guy. I appreciate you being in the channel. I love that you're so generous. I just want you to know that you're valuable to all of us, whether or not you give $1, okay?
Oh no, and I appreciate that, and I love what you guys do, and you don't have to feel sorry for me. I'm pretty good, so I mean I'm still well adjusted, and I'm doing the best that I can, and I just want my request to be noticed.
What is it?
What is the
I
request?
know he's been saying it a bunch of times.
So many. I've been with you guys since like
I know,
you've
he
had
does.
like maybe 1,500, 2,000 followers.
I know.
And not one damn request has been done.
Okay, which one? We'll do it this week, guaranteed.
Which one do I want? Like the most?
Yeah.
There's too many. Okay, let's see. Let's go with. I don't know if there's not a lyrical video, so you're just gonna have to look up the lyrics.
That's fine.
But I know they're out there. Let's do the last 10 seconds of life, and the song name is Bloodlust.
Okay, sounds uplifting. We will do that. We will do it this week, my guy.
It's all right. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. Keep up the great work, and I'm happy that we've had sort of a great, not disconnecting conversation.
Right.
All right. Much love to you, my guy.
Every time I call, it's like, "Are you there? Are you there? Are you there?"
I know.
So yeah, I know. So yeah, and I will just let you guys keep going back to doing what you're doing, and just you have a great night.
Thank you. Hey, hop back in the chat because a lot of mad people are trying to talk to you. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I definitely will.
All right. Peace
Much
out.
love. Have a good one.
All right. Love you guys. Later.
Cool. That's the way the village is supposed to work.
I know.
That's the way the village is supposed to work, people. Good brother. Good brother.
All right, so if you have something to say to Slaughtered Lamb, now's the time to start typing because
Chris,
people were saying stuff before. So,
Chris, call me back. I don't know what you want to talk about, but call me back. What's up, Crazy John?
Did you say this?
I don't remember ever saying Power Slave was going to be last week.
I never tell people I'm doing anything because I don't like that feeling.
Tell me what fireside it was on. I'll investigate it. Hello, Mr. Who am I speaking to?
Mr. Chuck Norris.
What's going on, Mr. Norris?
This is Chris, man. I don't know. Just wanted to call and say what's up, man.
What's up to you, my guy? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, not a lot, man. Been having a pretty rough time myself lately, man.
What's been going on? What's been happening?
My mother's real sick. She's in Georgia, man, and I live all the way in Tennessee, so it's kind of hard.
What's going on with her?
It's kind of hard to get down there and see her.
Yeah,
my mom's she's got cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, does she have any family down there with her?
My sister.
Why are you having a time going to see her?
Well, I'm disabled, man, so it's hard to get a ride to go all the way down to Georgia, you know.
Is there like a bus or something you could take?
I had a bad car accident.
I see. Can you take a bus?
Yeah, I guess I could. It's just, I've never really rode any, you know.
Okay, so is it you can't afford a bus ticket, or you're not comfortable with buses?
Well, sometimes it's the money thing too, man. That's a big part of it. Because living on disability is very hard.
I bet you anything if you sent us at the village a screenshot of the ticket, that we'd be able to cover the ticket for you.
I think so.
Wow, man, that's very nice of y'all, man. That's why I love watching y'all, man. Y'all are very nice people.
But I'm serious though. If you sent us a screenshot of that ticket, we would make sure that you'd be able to get there back and forth. You have my word on that.
Yeah, that'd be very nice, man. She's got to go through another surgery, and she's done been through about 30 of them at least.
People are asking how much does the ticket cost? There's such a lag.
I'm not sure. I'd probably have to check into it, actually, because I've never rode. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, check into it, and then, like he said, post it.
And the other thing, if your sister is better at computers than you are, just give her our email address.
vinandsori@gmail.com.
And we can work with her. Shoot, I'd call her up, whatever, and we can get you over there, my guy.
That'd be very nice, man. Yeah, I know about the email address and stuff, and I don't know, man. Hell, I just felt like calling and talking to you.
Yeah, no, it's good to talk to you. There's also trains, right? Amtrak. So I'm serious. If you get me your sister or yours, I guarantee you we'd be able to get you a round trip ticket, my dude.
That's very nice, man. And I also wanted to mention, you remember how the other guy was talking about his requests?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah.
I've been doing mine too since like the early times, and I wanted y'all to do another Nile song for me.
Which one? Is it Kaffir?
No, it's not Kafir.
What is it?
It's permitting the noble dead to descend into the underworld.
Whoa. Okay. We'll take that down.
It is very interesting. And the lyrics are very cool, man.
All right. I got that down. Please reach out to us if you can with that. We really want to follow up on that.
Yeah, that'd be very nice, man. I mean, because my legs pretty tore up, man, so it's hard for me to get around anyways. I got like 16 breaks at one time.
Yikes. Man, 16 breaks. Are you able to ride the bus? Like, can you get on there and ride it?
Yeah, I can ride it. It's just my legs got a bunch of metal in it, and it gets stuck real easy.
Oh, okay.
Like it freezes up. My knee is very bad.
Okay.
Well, I'll pray that it feels better, too. Good night, lamb sauce.
Oh, thank you very much, honey.
All right, Truck. We appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too, brother.
Bye.
I really hope he emails or we get in contact with his sister.
I think they will. Honey, this person's asking about our Patreon page. What is it? I always forget what it is.
I don't know.
I think that
Patreon.com/Vin and Sori.
yeah, I think, and like lots of people are saying, "Oh, hey, Nexus, that's a really cool idea." He said, let's start a donation pool that can be used for things like this on the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool idea.
That's tough, to be away in your mom's.
I know. That's. I still have both my parents. Like I just. That's tough, man. People losing their parents like that.
Who's this?
Yo, Vin.
Hey, man, how's it going? It's Majestic Demon Lord.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just going to stop in for probably about 1 minute. It's been, those last two callers were pretty intense, so I figured I'd share some great news.
Okay.
Go to your Gmail and open up the email from me.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to do it.
Arturo, I'll message you more about it when I get the computer back.
All right, so Majestic. Jeez, what are all these emails, babe?
I know, because I was doing that game with people.
What's the
Keep going.
title?
It's right here.
Something to cheer you up.
Right here. Pop.
Oh!
Oh!
Are you serious?
Fight!
Oh my gosh!
So for those in the chat that can't see the email, that's a positive pregnancy test. So
Oh my
round
gosh! Congratulations!
No way!
How
And
far
because of
along?
You said when I win an argument with you, I'm pretty sure that counts as a win.
You win! I surrender! Wow, man. That's really, really, really good news.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. The wife's freaking out a bit, but that's her job.
Oh, man.
How far along do you think she is?
I can tell you, not very long.
Like 4 weeks, maybe?
Somewhere in the region of that.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Yep. So I'm quite happy.
That is badass, man. That's
Yeah, and also quick shout out to M Death Fan. He's joined the club as well. So yeah. I
wow.
figured everyone needed a positive note to end on.
That's good. I really needed that. It's like a lot of hard stuff in the world that people are dealing with, but that's awesome, man.
Cool. So just in case to add to the list, Cryptopsy, Phobophile, don't bother with the lyrics. The lyrics are just your standard death metal crap, but the delivery of the lyrics is just, love it.
Sala said you should call your baby Vin or Sori for sure.
Dunno. We've got a couple names in the pipeline, but
Oh, wow,
yeah.
already?
Well, if it's a boy, we know what the middle name it will be. If it's a girl, we've got a couple of options, so don't know yet.
That's great.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. And to the last two callers, just so you know, you're not alone with us. Even though we disagree on heaps of stuff, and Lord knows that me and Vin have butted heads on issues.
Much love to
We're
you
here for
guys.
you.
All of you.
Sweet. I'll catch you guys later.
Love you, my
Thanks
guy.
for calling in.
You're welcome. See ya.
Goodbye.
Hey, Majestic.
Yep.
Bro, you got to send me your address, man. Everybody that's having a baby, send me your address. We got to send you some Vin and Sori shit. Seriously.
You don't need to do that.
No. I want to. I want to. You know how we are with life. Seriously, everybody's pregnant or just had a baby. Send me your address. We legit are gonna send you some stuff.
Okay, if you insist.
I insist.
I knew you would. Sweet, I'll drop you an email probably later today.
Awesome.
Are you saying people that are in this chat? Or are you saying forever and all time when this video is available?
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. If somebody sends me a positive pregnancy test, I'm sending them something. We need to.
I'll catch you guys later. You have a good one.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Love you.
See ya. Bye.
That's really cool.
I know. That was like good timing.
Really cool. That's awesome. Vin will make some ghost diapers.
Look, Mario goes to make a baby.
Oh man. Capitalist Sori is like, shut up.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, how do you know? What if there's like 100 people?
Chris, it's vinandsori@gmail.com.
That's true. Do you have baby size shirts? Like maybe I could order a little baby sized one.
Do food babies count? Yeah. Right on, Raul. Children are a blessing. Sarah, send me an email because you're they don't count, but for you, we'll figure something out for sure. Oh man.
What
That's
doesn't
such
count?
good news. Dogs.
Oh.
But it's Sarah, so it's different. Oh man, that's great. That's really good. My daughter was born 7 years ago. Does that count? Well, I'll go back in the past and give you a gift. I've already given you one.
So you have to go back in the past to receive it.
Right. Oh man, that's awesome. What form of Protestant are y'all? Just Bible believing Protestant, I guess. I could say more. My son was born 20 years ago. Dorian's birthday's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
King Diamond interview? Yeah, we'll get right on that. Y'all know the Nergal's interview's coming. Y'all know.
I know. Thanks for the happiness. Life's been rough. Aw. Well, Samuel, I'm glad that we've been part of that happiness. Oh my gosh.
Sala, we already did something for the kids in your class. You know that.
Yeah, please.
Please. What's going on, LOL Safer?
Yeah, what is going on? Are you doing good? I'm serious. I think that we should get little onesies.
Little Vin and Sori onesies?
Yes.
Maybe.
We got to think of something like special to say on it. Like, I don't know why. It can't just be vinandsori.com.
I know. It's ridiculous.
It's got to be something.
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to have a little baby doing this? Well, Gia was so cute with hers. Lolsifer. Okay, Lolsifer. Any plans on seeing Behemoth live? We are going to see a band in a week or so. So
Yeah, I need the
that's
exact
coming.
dates on that because I'm going to find somebody to watch all of our...
I don't think we need anybody to... I mean, Dorian can take care of it by himself. Yeah, I saw a couple of those interviews, Ragin. What attracted you to being a Protestant versus being Catholic? I had this phase where I was watching a lot of EWTN, a lot of Mother Angelica, a lot of the Coming Home stuff. I actually know a couple of those guys from the station. At least one of them is like a friend of mine that I talk to. The thing for me with Protestantism, I think, is the sola scriptura stuff and the sola fide stuff. I think that's like the major breaking point for me. Thank you very much, Nicholas. So that's why I'm a Protestant and not a Catholic.
Secret pacifier. Okay, so a couple people have been asking what was going on with the car. So they finished all the work. It was like literally one thing after the next. I'm not even sure if I completely trust the place that we brought it to. And then I went to pick it up today, and when I like started driving away, it was clunking and making this noise.
I never saw
I'm like, are you serious? So I brought it back, and then I guess they said some shield or something was loose, but they had test driven it, and I don't know. I thought that was weird. But anyway, basically they said, like, we didn't even know that we were going to have like a car issue. It like popped up out of nowhere. And then we got there and they said, oh, your inspection was due back in March. So they inspected the vehicle. Literally $4,000 later of repairs had to be done. But luckily we had a warranty that covered $2,000 of that. And then the other night at the chat, like everybody was like giving us money, and that gave us $800 toward it. So we only had to pay $1,200, which was significantly less than $4,000. So that's somebody's like, what car? Our SUV that we pack our many children
Kia
into.
Sorento.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure we got hosed on the deal, but we got hosed somewhere.
Yeah, something doesn't make it. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely got scammed for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I would go back there. What car? Our vehicle. The Infinite Nine.
Yes. Have you seen the Devil and Father Amoth documentary? We saw it this week.
Aw, thank you, Nicholas.
I am familiar with Father Amoth's work. For sure. Nicholas, thank you so much. Most mechanics rip you off a little. Yeah. This one ripped us off a lot. Vin, I thought you were smarter than that. Hey, man. I'm not omniscient.
It's like, what can you say when they tell you that there's something wrong?
You just
oh,
drive
there's
to another.
There's a crack in your starter.
You just drive to another.
We couldn't drive. The freaking oil was drained completely out of it. Would have blown the engine.
I mean, we drove all the way from Portland. We drove all the way from Portland.
Maybe it wasn't leaking.
Would the thing have blown up? You know.
Yes, we would have ruined it if we drove it like that. There was nothing on the dipstick. It was. I saw it running out of the vehicle, but we could have done. We could have had it towed.
Do you believe the Jews stole the land from the Palestinians? I think it's a lot more complex than the Jews stole the land from the Palestinians. What I can say is that the way that the Palestinian people have been treated is unjust. And that in the Old Testament, God threatened the Israelites for treating the sojourner and the foreigner unjustly. As a matter of fact, the majority of the reason that the Israelites got tore up in the Old Testament was a split between idolatry and injustice. So it's very important that they remember that.
Carlos said that he's a Kia guy, so Vin and Sori. Just send me an email that has Kia in the subject, so if we need to ask you a question.
But the good part of the story is that, you know, the village came through for us. So
yeah, and it was cool because like when I went in to like pay, and I was like, I was thinking about you guys, and I was like 800 of this like came from our friends, like
unbelievable.
And like my sister doesn't know about the channel, but when she was dropping me off to go get the vehicle, I was like, yeah, I'm like, this bill is ridiculous. And then I was telling her about it, and then I told her, I'm like, but some of our friends heard that we had car trouble, and I said they gave us like $800.
Oh, you told her that?
Yeah. She's like, well, that's cool. I'm like, yeah. I wanted to say, it's our metal channel, and I'm listening to devil music. Actually, I told her I wanted to play Typo Negative for her. Love You to Death, or that one. Because I really want to know what she thinks about it. But I can't send her the message and say, hey, listen to this, because then she might like come across us in the sidebar. So I want to play it for her when I'm around her and be like, do you like this? Because I'm seriously curious if she'll like it or not.
Chris, I received your email. Thank you, buddy. All right, we got 10 minutes left, guys.
No, Kay said I'm not embarrassed by you guys, but I don't think my family can handle that, knowing that I do this channel. Yeah, Vin works another job, because we don't make enough on YouTube to support our family. We don't make enough on YouTube to even have it's not even a part-time job amount that we make. So, roll.
If a mechanic ever tells you your blinker fluid is out, run.
That was one of the things.
What is your opinion of anti-cosmic Satanism? I think anti-cosmic Satanism is that's Vatane, right? The Eric Danielson from Vatane. Is that his thingy? You'll be crucified, sorry, don't tell your family.
My mom knows. Send her your Spotify. Hey, we haven't seen Pony tonight.
She's sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, everybody's getting sick these days.
I think Gojira is one of the best bands. I love them. They popped into my head because we had a run where we were doing a lot of consistent Gojira, so I stayed away. I basically blacklisted those requests for a while. But, it didn't end up working because then we ran into Ghost. And then we got kind of caught in a Ghost cycle. And then we got caught in a Metallica cycle.
Yeah.
So blacklisting Gojira really didn't do anything. So they're coming back up pretty soon here. Some mechanics lose the things to ensure you come back. We're never going back there ever again.
Oh, yeah, I know. What the heck? Whoa, Captain Pants. Thank you for that. Wow. Well, that takes another huge chunk out of our bill. That's for sure. That's wild. Look at $500. What are you thinking, honey? LOL so far. Make sure that $500 isn't blood money. Yeah, Vin. What are you thinking, honey? Do you feel emotional? Thank you, Jay. Babe, are you gonna say something? I know, he's like in complete
I just really appreciate it, It's I don't know, guys. I don't know what was bigger. I was talking to Norris and then everybody was like, "Oh, I'll pitch in. We'll get him to his mom." People have really hard stuff, and people are, I don't know. We just been around a lot of people who don't care about other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like we tried really, really hard to teach people to love each other, where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't judge them because a lot of them were like straight out of the street, when they came into the faith. So it was very hard to, unlearn some of those things. And I don't know. It's just, it's crazy to see people be that generous.
Mm-hmm.
So between that and then, 10 minutes ago, people offering to get this kid a ticket to go see his mom. And then the previous caller where, they were offering, "Hey, we're here for you." I don't know. I never really thought that we were gonna, I don't know.
You were gonna what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just never thought we were gonna.
Thank you, Matt.
We were gonna, meet people like this, or I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful to be around these people. So I don't know. I just I love you guys, and I love how we take care of each other. You know, I just obviously what we all believe is important. You know, I get into an argument a day or two, and sometimes I'm, you know, over the top. You know, I had my buddy Peter called me up. We had a conversation on Sunday night. You know, it's like, be nicer to us. So I'm never gonna say that what you believe doesn't matter, but at the same time, it's like we've just grown up around so much. Oh, we believe this, we believe this, and people are just so
weird. Yeah.
And then these people,
I know,
don't even know each other, but they're, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, it's beautiful to see, and you know, I've seen a lot of ugliness in my life, you know, with people. So I've done a lot of ugly shit. And I've seen a lot of people be really just mean. So I don't know. It's just really good to see people being good to each other, you know? And to be, I don't know. So, thank you guys.
Carlos said, "Sorry, you can give Captain Pants my shirt for that." So, Captain Pants, if you want Carlos's shirt, send me an email, vinandsori@gmail.com, and put your in the subject, put your name.
And I did get the jokes about, you know, where did the money come from and all that. Like the Lemmy thing.
Boom. All jokes aside, despite having our differences, this channel gives me hope toward our humanity. Love the village. We need more people like this in the world. Thank you. Heaven's Atranium? I don't know how to say that word. Continue God's mission. Thank you, guys. I've never seen Vin like this.
Anyway. Thank you, guys. It was just, a lot of it was just building up, you know?
Yeah.
It just like seeing different chats, knowing that everybody, like, people have friendships and support. And I just like, you know, there's a lot of things, you know, the guy, he's buying, you know, your mom dies, your dad dies, you're by yourself, you know, and I get, he's part of some alt-right group, and this is the guy that just put down $100 so that 4 people could have a shirt. Like, you can use those fucked up light situations to be just a very bitter person.
Yeah.
And he's gonna put down $100 so that other people can be happy and have a shirt. You know, I just, you know, it's like, man, and I love that, you know, and I love that later on he said that he's part of this alt-right group or whatever, because, like, people have certain mindsets about people that they disagree with. But that's the same guy that gave $100 for people he'll never know.
Right.
You know, and it's like, that's like,
you do a lot more for us than you realize.
What I wanted people to like.
Thanks, Dirk.
I just wanted us all to get a chance to see each other's humanity, you know. I think we've been able to accomplish that with all of our disagreements, but agreements and love for music and, you know, that. And I don't know. I'm just rambling. I'm talking too much about stuff, but thank you guys very, very much. And then this happened.
What's that? Or is that a song review?
I don't know. See what I mean?
Oh.
That just happened.
Somebody else donate what?
You can't say his
Yeah.
name.
They donated
Generous Villager. 3 shirts. Or 2 shirts. I don't know. Did he win one? Is that what happened?
I think so. I have to check. He might
Yeah,
be
he
on
did.
Patreon.
And then 75 pays for 3 more.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we've got
so
a
it's like
generous.
three more shirts will be coming out, but I have to order more shirts. I like.
Are we out?
I only
We're
have
bone dry?
I have a medium and a 5X. That's it. The whole shelf is bare.
Okay, so we've got a generous villager who just bought 3 more shirts for y'all. So there's that.
What size did he want? Yeah, neither one of those are his sizes. So.
Yeah. So. Shut up, Dan. I bring nothing to the table.
Oh, I didn't even see that because I was reading
Mr.
the other thing.
I'm not gonna say it. He brings a lot to the table, believe me, guys.
Jeez,
And Tina, you know, you just go on and on and on and on. So Nightwish with Tarja. Yeah. The next Nightwish song is going to be a Tarja song because honestly,
Are you gonna be able to handle it?
we did the Pendulum, the Poet and the Pendulum,
Yep.
which was the one between Tarja and Floor. And then we did the Floor one, and now we have to do we're going to do that one. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, all you
Someone
guys.
wants to buy a shirt November 1st. And...
Vin's crying because the feminists made him like this. Yeah. Yeah, the feminists made me like that. Yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys so much. And we got to do something. We got three more shirts to give away. So,
yeah, I have to order them. I'm gonna actually ask the guy if he can have more of our black shirts on hand, so I don't have to wait for him to order them.
Yeah,
because we're gonna order regularly.
Then we gotta do
the 111. I'm up to 4X, so I'm working on it.
We gotta do the for sure shirts. The for sure shirts are coming up soon.
Yeah, it's probably what we should just order next.
Night, David Ritter. I appreciate you, my guy. Peter.
Aw.
You are helping. You should charge for the help that you've. You know who this is, right?
Yeah, you see the fireside.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's not just the money, guys, and you know, obviously the money is good. Thank you so much, Samuel. It's just like your guys' willingness. Like I see Tina talking to people 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You know.
What, Mandy? You still want a shirt? Like, were you supposed to get one? Can't we just? Are you a medium? Or
Still
a 5X?
waiting on the actually shirt. So we're gonna have a for sure shirt. Maybe the for sure shirt says actually on the back.
Yeah.
So for sure. Actually.
Could it say like actually it's vinandsori.com? What?
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah. So it says for sure at the front, and then in the back it says actually it's vinandsori.com.
Yeah.
That's good. Look at Ben. It's not too late to convert to atheism, Vin. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of God right now, man. I want to forgive her. Sure. It's up egregious. Osiris, no.
Yeah, I need to order those for sure shirts probably tomorrow.
Forgive her. Forgive her is like a cult. It's a cult phrase. Nobody.
Yeah.
There's a very specific group of people know about that one.
Yeah. Watch all the reviews. You'll find it.
Yeah, that's a trivia question. Where did forgive her? Where did that show up from? Vin spends all his donation money on jars and mail. Shut up, Alec.
Cryptic stranger.
Kellen, it undoubtedly solidifies the image of God stuff.
Mr. Vic Dog, thanks for bringing us together.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cooper, that's actually what we're doing. I was gonna keep it quiet, but that's actually what he said. You gotta get a shot of Vin from that video.
I've sent an ultrasound for when you guys are off this.
Thank you, Sean. I
Already
appreciate
promised.
you. And don't forget, but your grace. I thought the forgiver thing would get people mad at me. They were mad at, but it's one of those things, like the real like hardcore Type O fans are mad because
yes.
I don't think they thought we would give Type O another chance.
Yeah.
Now they've come back.
Okay, Mindy, I don't have that size, but I'm gonna be ordering more shirts. So.
What's the big channel announcement? That's coming in on the 6th.
Yep, at 10.
What up, Urge for the Bridge? We need to do an event where villagers can meet in person. I agree.
Oh, we will. When we tour, we're definitely going to
agree.
do stuff like that.
I definitely agree with that. We definitely need to do that.
I mean...
Hello from the Czech Republic. I appreciate you. David Ick. Is David Ick the reptilian guy since everybody's a reptilian?
Thanks, Obama.
Remember that? Thanks, Obama
Yes.
meme? Thanks, Obama.
He's going to wake up in 3 hours, but he can't because his chat's still going on. Oh, Jay, we can get, literally, guys, any size that you want. Like, I tell him what I want, so I can order it. If you want, you know, I'm pretty sure I can get tall shirts and, like, whatever. You know, whatever you need.
I can't wait to have my first race mixed baby. We had a
Who's
couple
that?
comments in the, was that Jesse Powers this guy?
Yeah. Oh, he's in an interracial relationship?
I guess.
Would you ever want more kids?
We're having a rough go at it with
the 4.
with one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's just the one.
So.
One of the other kids said, "Can we give him away?" I said, "My gosh.
My God.
Can we give him away?" Wow.
Sarah, we got your email. We're going to figure something out, inshallah. I need to contact Uncle Dan because I'm going to Chicago to meet him.
Sure.
What happened?
She's got a job interview on Thursday, I think it was. Yep.
Emily, we will definitely
wants
pray
some
for
prayer
you,
for
for
that.
sure. Have some atheist kids.
You should never be outnumbered by kids. We already are.
Not
So-
a question for a live stream, sorry. I know. Who does that? Who asks such a question on a live stream? We don't have any lives anymore outside of this. Raise each kid as a different religion.
Well, wouldn't that be crazy?
I don't see how it would be much different from where we are now.
I don't know what my sun sign is. You have to know, like...
Sun sign?
Yeah, what is that? Is
What's-
it like your...
Sun sign?
Yeah, is that like your birthday? Does it go off your birthday? My birthday is January 28th, and his is April 29th. So, does that tell you what our sun sign is?
No, you're remember I just bought the lighter.
No, I know, but what do they mean by sun sign? What is a sun sign? Is that different than...
That would be insane. Muslim and Jews under one roof. I don't know. I don't think that would be a problem in our house. Thank you, Overshadow Sean.
Sean is always doing this. Aw.
corrosion of conformity. Thank you, Overshadow. Appreciate
Yep.
you, my guy.
That's true. Someone did say that. Who was that?
Oh, okay. Sun is the default sign. Moon and rising are the ones you have to do research on.
So,
Would y'all ever do a Bible study or whatever for the Christian villagers and whoever wants to join, like a video chat or something? Yes, Eddie, we
and
are.
we've talked about doing it. It's just
We've talked about doing it
your birthday's a day after Mandy's.
because there's like there's a whole lot of interesting
Yeah.
stuff. Whoa, Mandy,
Yeah,
428.
I told
No
you.
way.
I knew Sori was an Aquarius. Is that what it was? You got
The
me.
children will create a channel promoting atheism.
We like burn incense in our room,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we're very hippie.
we are. And he got me the lighter that was it Aquarius? Was it? No.
Aquarius, yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. A satanic Bible study? We actually had one where we were going to use a satanic Bible and then the regular Bible and similarities and differences and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna do that. I think there's like so much content like without even having to do that, like, and so much.
Sori's half pagan.
Yeah, I hug trees, literally.
For the Christian villagers, there's like 3. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It was my non-Christian friends that were saying, "All right, well, it's like show us around the Bible a little bit." So it was a lot of the non-Christian villagers were asking for it. I would love a 4XL t-shirt. I am a giant of a man.
I'm a giant of a man. Shortest straw has been pulled for you.
That's a Metallica song.
Okay,
That's a
didn't know
song that turned me into a Metallica fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that'll be for next week. Who
It's your
knows?
name, but I still do blame. But I'm free to blame this song, which are modern day. I guess that was the shot when we saw the donation. Somebody took
Oh,
us.
I thought that was when we saw the pregnancy thing.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that this is when we
Back it
saw
up,
the
babe.
donation.
They can't see a damn thing. Look, here. You know what I'll do? This will tell you.
It's that light, that glare. Yeah, so they can't see anything.
No.
All right, okay.
You tried.
You got the idea.
Oh, man.
Disfigure!
Alec, I could go for some really good watermelon. I bought watermelon at Walmart.
Is that a racial thing? You want watermelon? Because I'm black. Mhm.
And it was like the one in the box, like that's all pre-cut up, and it looked nice and dark. I'm like, good.
That's
it was
true,
disgusting.
LOL. Lol, Safar.
It was like, I don't know. It tasted like, I don't even know what it tasted like. And it was like really hard, but it was like really red. Like it looked like it was ripe, but
KZ, I'm gonna go with Coming to America as the best black thing of it. Shorter Straw is my favorite Metallica song. I just think that song is great. Pull for you! But then I love Fade to Black. So I'm not sure.
yeah, Lavi's doing all right. Lavi survived. All right, babe. I think I'm gonna hit the haystack.
Yeah, so am I.
Seriously, guys, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
So much.
If you had a jousting session with me about Antifa or about Trump, I love you and I appreciate you. If you're sad because you're lonely and stuff like that, you got the village. Join an alliance. If you don't have,
Right.
you don't have to be a patron necessarily to be part of like a Facebook group. It's just a chat and it's like a running chat and they all know each other and they just jump in and they talk, you know? And if one of your alliance teammates is in there, then boom, you know, you don't have to be a, Coming to America is like this. It's a comedy. It's like a black comedy, not like a black comedy like the genre, but like black people doing comedy with Eddie Murphy. It's hilarious. Yeah, Vin prosperity coming your way. I see what you did there, Dirk. But yeah, if you're lonely and stuff, like get in contact with Tina. Tina's in there. She's kind of like the mama bear of the village. Pony. There's Leah. There's Alec.
Damon.
There is
Are you?
people who are like in alliances and stuff.
Yeah, Dane and Sage. Is
And then you can kind of just hang out. You know what I mean? And so yeah, there you go. Or email me, vinandsori@gmail.com, if you want to be part of an alliance. It's like a chat. You just, it's like constant chats all the time. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, Captain Pants, I'll check out your email and switch the address on that shirt. Carlos, that was really nice of you.
And thank you guys, all you beautiful people, for all the coolness. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us, ladies and gents.
Everybody's saying you should use that as the thumbnail for this video.
Okay, so
we need...
Where's my guy? Where is he?
Fireside thumbnail guy.
Fireside thumbnail guy. I'm going to send you a email of that, and that's going to be the thumbnail. Thank you for your casino money, Captain Pants. Very good. Very good. Good night. Love y'all. Chris, send us that screenshot, sir. No doubt egregious. Rolling it together, my guy.
Okay, bye, guys. We love you.
This is
This is fun.
good people. And I'm killing.